Okay, welcome back, you filthy exiles, for another tips video to get you started in the 3.12 league. So, I think this is number 4. I did a video a long time ago, and I'll put it up somewhere here. Anyway, it was in the early days of when I was doing YouTube videos, which was actually only like 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Anyway, it was pretty shitty and it wasn't great, and yeah, I want to fix that and basically make a better video. So here we go. This is how you buy and sell on PoE Trade, and when I say PoE Trade, I mean the new PoE based trade site, which is much more efficient. You can use poe.trade still, it's still functional, but it's much quicker to use the actual PoE Trade link, which is on the PoE website itself, and I'll put that link in the description. Actually, I'll put the original PoE Trade in the description too. Anyway, so pretty much first step, you take a tab, any tab, pick a tab, whatever's got your fancy. So say I want to sell, whatever the hell I want to put in here, right? And here's this sword that I want to sell for 30,000, like 10C. So the first thing that I do, I take my tab, I right click on my tab, and I click it as public. That will allow you to price items in the tab, so then they come up in the PoE Trade, basically in the PoE Trade listing. So that's the first thing, and then I will activate that as public. Now, as far as I'm aware, this doesn't work on standard stash tabs, but it may. I obviously have all premiums because I've been playing for a very long time, and when you get to my stage, you just have stash tabs on stash tabs. So anyway, if you either get it working on a standard tab or a premium stash tab, that's the first thing you need to do. Right click on the tab, make sure that public is activated. The next thing that you do, drop your item in the tab. And so then, and also I'll note, there's a setting here that has each individually priced, negotiable, or exact price. When you this means whatever price you set it to, that's it. This one here means it'll advertise as negotiable, so people will barter for pricing on you, but that will also happen on each individually priced anyway, so it makes no bloody difference anyway. And then set a price on all items. So say you had a tab and you wanted to sell every item in that tab for 1 chaos. You would do that, and that would automatically let you set it at whatever price you wanted to sell it at, or that 1 chaos. So that'll basically, it's a really quick one if you've got one item that you're farming in particular. Fossils are really good, can be an area for this, or maybe scarabs. You probably wouldn't want, well, you could do that on scarabs actually, if they're all base type selling, whatever that type of scarab was, varied, but across the different variants of it, we're all selling for 1 price. But normally you want to price things individually otherwise. So then when you're in, you drop your item in your tab, so you're like, oh yeah, I want to sell this. So the next thing that you're going to do is right click on the item, where it says note, you're going to go exact price, and then you're going to punch in 400 chaos. And now that is going to advertise in the PoE Trade website. And that's how you sell, basically. You can do that with anything. And you can also, so I'll take that out, and I'll switch that off. Sorry, you got to hit the tick. So one other thing that you can do that with crafting tabs as well. So, I might want to I might want to activate this to go public, and then sell my 1 Exalt for 1 Exalt. And that's one way that you can easily liquidate currency that you want to sell as well. So you might want to sell these sextants or whatever early up to make early currency if you're struggling to get moolah at the start of a league. And that's one way to do it. Anyway, that's the selling side, so let's get into the buying side. So with buying, you're going to navigate to our trusty Path of Exile website, and this is the PoE website. So the first thing you're going to do, you want to make sure that you're on the right league, because otherwise this is all moot. So this looks pretty daunting at the very start of it. It's not as daunting as it seems. Basically, if you want a particular item, so say you might want the Formless Flame. I don't know why I thought of that. Helmet, you basically just type it in there and you'll go search, and it will come up with listings, which surprising that that's 2 chaos. But anyway, it'll come up with those listings, and then you can pretty much keep going down. What you'll then do, you'll go whisper, and then you'll punch that into you'll basically go back into your game, you go enter, and then control V, and we'll do that. But we won't bother this guy because we're not an a-hole. Well, we're an asshole, but we're not going to be that sort of dick. So anyway, from there, so that's if you want a particular unique, but maybe you want something that's a little more varied and crafted. So then you're going to go back, you're going to clear, and you're going to go show filters, and you might want a particular item category. You might want a one-handed sword or something like that, or a belt or an amulet. So say you want an amulet and you want a +1 roll on all, there we go, all elemental resist. For whatever reason, whatever you would want that on an amulet, you wouldn't want that, but anyway, if you wanted that, so you would punch that into the stat filter. That would give you a filter, and then you would go, say you want 20 as your minimum, and then essentially you would go search, and then bam, it'll give you everything that is an amulet that has a 20% roll for all elemental resist. Now if you want to wind that back, you want to wind that up and make that more complicated, and say you want a hunter roll because you're trying to craft an all gem roll for intelligence, or an all int roll, all int gem +1 roll or something like that. So you could do that, and that will bring up all the hunter rolls, and obviously that's more expensive because it's a crafting base. That's a multi-crafted, multi-influence base, which is really cheap for 2C, for 2X, sorry. So you could go even one step further to that, and maybe you want, a second stat on there, and you want all attributes, and it's probably going to give me, well, who knows what it's going to give me. And there's only one of those, which is 13x. But anyway, that's basically what you do. If you're after a map, so maybe you're after, oh geez, what are we after? Malkoon maps. Bam. We would remove our modifiers, or actually we would just go and clear everything. So we would just go clear. So we want to buy some Malkoon maps because we need to do Malkoon on the thingamabob, on the Atlas. So there we go, there's Malkoon. Maybe you want a flask, a blood of the Karui, which I like a lot because I find that to be a really good flask. There we go. So you want a flask, bam, done. Maybe you want to buy exalts because you've been trading your fossils, and I'll probably have another video for that. And you want to buy exalts. So you'll come in and you'll buy exalts. Right now they're only at 133 because the league is at 9 days away from full reset. Anyway, the moral of the story is it's quite easy to navigate this site once you've got a bit of an idea of what you're doing, at least if you play with it a little bit, but start with mucking around with searching for particular uniques, and then you can start thinking about, you might want to damage on a weapon to be 400 minimum or something like that. So we could do that, and maybe we want a one-handed weapon that does 400 DPS. We're going to get this is pretty craptacular. Maybe you don't want uniques, you want to filter that out, and you just want rares. So you're going to go that and go search, and then it's probably going to give you some crazy ass foils, which it did, and they're 20x plus, and they go up. Actually, holy shit, these are some, what the fuck? It's got some crazy ass modifiers. That's all elemental. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked because it's too much fun looking at this shit. Anyway, that's basically how PoE Trade works. Now, the original poe.trade works basically the same. If you want to use it, you can. It's not as good. It also doesn't keep refreshing the bottom of the panel here. So if we type in exalts, for example, and we want to buy exalts, this will just keep loading indefinitely, and this doesn't happen in poe.trade, unfortunately. You have to further narrow it down, and also it doesn't update as quickly, and normally this updates relatively live as well. So once you hit buy, you normally get a much quicker response, which actually makes us a lot better for buying and selling fossils and whatnot as well. But anyway, if this helps you out in buying and selling, and this is also a good way of you can use this to currency flip as well, but that's another video for further into the league. Then yep, like and sub. And if you don't think this is very helpful, or if the sell commands in the background are bothering you, because apparently people still want to buy, they still want to buy those fucking boots. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, if this video helps you, like and sub, and until next time or the next tip video, bye.